Good afternoon, Team Unstoppable. It is your leader, Stacy Booth, and today I'm excited to talk to you about a topic that I think everyone on this team can benefit from is 13 tips to building self-esteem. Really, the biggest part of building this business and keeping with this business is really the self-esteem and your belief in yourself to keep you going. So I think that it's a really important topic to discuss. And before we get into the meat of the call, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that are going on. Starting on Monday, we're doing a pop-up 5-day Emerald training. So I would love it if you and your team members join. So like if you are wanting one of your coaches to go Emerald, I highly suggest that you guys hold hands, join the team training together, and go through those 5 days, talk to each other. This is a big group and a big team, so if we're working together and talking through things, we can get more people to that Emerald rank, which if we get Emerald ranks, we get more rank advancements all the way around. People are building the business, bringing in more people, and we're able to help more people. So I think that's really important that if you want one of your coaches to join, that you also participate in the group and go through. Because who doesn't need refreshers on things? The second thing is that I wanted to do, I'm trying to decide when the best time to start this is, but I'm thinking like October 3rd, like around that time. So it gives you like a couple of weeks to order. But I wanted to do a 3-day refresh challenge for the whole team. So what I want you to do is you order the 3-day refresh. You do the 3-day refresh. Actually, you can do it anytime between now and let's say, now and what date do I want to say? Stephanie, when is your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving's the weekend of the 8th and 9th.
Okay, so you can submit your results anytime before the 15th of October. So you order it now and you can do it anytime before then. You have to be done with the 3-day refresh by the 15th, which is a Saturday. So you submit your before and after pictures in the team page, and I can create like a file. So everyone who participates will post their before and afters, and then the team will vote on who had the best results from it. And whoever wins a prize. How fun is that, right? So what is this going to do for us? Well, a couple things. One, if you're a newer coach, and you don't have a success story yet, this gives you a 3-day success story to share. So it gives you something to share and show our product. 2, if you're not an active coach, this is the most inexpensive way to get active. It's $52 for the 50 PV. So you're getting active, you're getting a before and after picture to share, and we're also kind of coming together as a team and doing something together. So I thought it would be really fun to do. I already ordered my 3-day refresh. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to do mine. I think I'm going to do mine the week of the 3rd. And we'll just put up our pictures, and everyone in the team will vote on who they think is the best. And whoever gets the most votes gets the prize. So how cool is that? I think that'll be fun. All right, so tips for building self-esteem. So number 1 is start small. Start with something that you can do immediately and easily. When we start with small successes, we build momentum to gain more confidence in our abilities. Each completed task, regardless of how small, is a building block towards more confident you. What are some small actions that you can take immediately to demonstrate that you're capable of achieving goals you've set for yourself? So for example, doing your checklist is a great small step. Say, I'm going to do my checklist today. You do it. That's a success in itself. Saying that you're going to sign up one coach and work on inviting people to get that one coach. You know, there's so many different things. You can even organize your office space and get yourself a little bit more organized. You can pay some bills. There's so many different things that can give you that sense of accomplishment, which helps with your self-esteem. And it's really important that you guys have some kind of list. So you guys know that I'm crazy with my checklist. dry erase checklist. I go through and I know exactly what I need to do. And it sounds silly that I have this checklist because every day is pretty much the same and I know what I need to do, but there's something about checking it off that gives you that sense of, I've done this, I'm doing this, and it keeps you more on track. Because yes, you know you need to respond to messages, but sometimes you can get put on the back burner and not do it right away. But if you have to check it off, it's something that you can accomplish and it makes you feel good. Create a compelling vision. This is a huge part of self-esteem, is that you need to create a vision of what you want to see yourself become or what you want to see yourself achieve. So, you know, we create vision boards for our business a lot, but create a vision board of, you know, what kind of parent you want to be, what kind of fitness goals you're working towards, what kind of vacations you're working towards. All these things are things that you should have in the forefront of your mind and create an image of yourself as confident and self-assured person that you aspire to become. When you are this person, how you feel, write those things down because it's really important. Creating that vision will help you, and looking at that vision will help you to drive through those times of, oh, I'm not sure this is for me, or oh, I'm not sure I can do this, or all these things. If you look at it and you really describe how you think you'll feel when you accomplish that, and things that you will achieve and how that will make you feel, focus on those types of things and have them in the forefront of you so that you know where you're going. Socializing is a big one. Now this is definitely for people who are a little bit more extroverted than those of us that are introverted, but it really is. Get out of the house, set up a lunch date with a friend. Socializing with others gives us an opportunity to connect with other people and practice our communication and interpersonal skills. I'm pretty terrible about getting out of the house and doing things, so I've made it a part of my weekly checklist to go visit my Nana once a week. Today was my visit with Nana. I went for only an hour. Sometimes I go and play cribbage with her for a couple of hours, but it gets me out of the house and it gets me chatting with someone and being social. She's going to be 90 this year, so she's not getting any younger. But it's really important that you get out of your routine, especially if you are stay-at-home currently. Like if you work from home 100% with this business and you're home all the time, it's easy for me to be a hermit and just stay inside. But if I get outside, even getting fresh air or going to the grocery store and bumping into people, it's something that is helpful. Do something that scares you. As with all skills, we get better with practice and repetition. The more often we proactively do things that scare us, the less scary these situations will seem, and eventually will rid you of that fear. This is the number one thing when people say they don't like messaging new people or they don't like inviting people. I say you're not doing it enough, because once you start doing it frequently and often, it gets to the point where it's just no big deal. You just become habit of doing it. So I want you guys to really focus on that. What is something that you feel like you're nervous to do, and just go out and do it a lot. That will give you the confidence to get better. I mean, when I first started messaging people, I probably had horrible conversations. I probably asked them weird questions, and I probably offended some people. But the thing is that there's so many people out there that even if you do mess up, it doesn't matter. There's someone else around the corner that you can chat with. So the more you do it, the more you build that self-confidence of, I can do this, I can message someone, I can talk to someone, and you may even find someone that you really connect with and love. Like right on the other side of the computer screen right now, if I never connected with that person, Stephanie, life would be totally different. Like I connected with her on Facebook, and I'm so glad I did. So you never know, you might find your Stephanie. Do something you're good at. When you are especially good at or enjoy doing, regularly do things that you reinforces your beliefs and your abilities and strengths. So what is it that you are really good at? And focus on doing that at least once a day, whatever your really good at thing is. You know, I think that you also have to write down what you think you're good at and ask other people what you are good at, because sometimes it's hard to identify what is it that I'm good at. So not only ask yourself what are you good at, but what do you enjoy doing, and do that thing daily. For me, yesterday I posted it, and I'm a little bit strange, but I love organizing. Like doing something in the house where I'm organizing makes me feel good. So I try to do that every day somewhere in the house. It can be a little organizing. It doesn't have to be like totally revamping things. But that's something that makes me feel good, and it makes me feel accomplished. So find something that makes you feel good, something that you're good at. If it's something in the business that you're good at, do that and focus on it. Set goals. So this is a huge part that I don't think enough people are doing, or they're setting a goal with not realistic expectations, or they're setting goals that are not big enough, and it forces you to not work hard enough to get to them. Like saying that you're going to become emerald in 3 months. That's not a big enough goal. You need to set a bigger goal, because otherwise you'll drag your feet for 3 months and not become emerald until the 3 months is up. So give yourself, goals that you can work towards. Success Club is a great goal to work towards every single month. Say, I'm going to make Success Club 5 this month. And then once you've made Success Club 1, say, I'm going to make Success Club for the next 3 months. And then once you hit 3, I'm going to make it for 6 months. Once you hit it for 6, I'm going to hit it for the whole 12 months. That's a great goal set, because not only is it an achievable goal, but it's something that's going to build your business as you go. Help others feel good about themselves. So we do this every single day. That's part of our job, is to reach out and connect with people. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but as we grow as a country and as the world and the technology grows, we actually become less and less intimate with each other. And I don't mean intimate in, the sexual way. I mean intimate in the way that we aren't communicating with each other. We're not having conversations where we actually ask a question and really want to know the answer. So there's so many moms on the other side of these screens that are home all day with little kids, and they feel overwhelmed, and they feel like, I just need some time to myself. I need to vent. And you can be that person for them. So that's what a beauty about this business, at least I think so, is that I get to meet other moms who are going through what I was going through. And I'm looking back at my career of doing this, and I remember when I first started doing this, I would look at the clock and I couldn't wait until my husband got home, because he would relieve me from the children and I would have some adult to talk to, and I just couldn't wait until he got home. And now that my kids are a little bit older, he walks through the door and I'm like, oh, you're already home. Like it shifts for you. But there's so many moms, or maybe even you right now, that are going through that same exact experience. And when you connect with them, it gives them an outlet of someone to talk to, and it makes them feel good, because you're asking them how are they doing, and you really care. And that's pretty rare these days. Like, you see someone that you've known forever and you say, oh, how's it going? You don't really care, or people don't really care on the most part. So we have the chance to make someone else feel good about themselves. Get clarity on life areas. So get clarity on life areas that need the most attention. Your self-esteem is the average of your concept of all major areas in your life. Write down major categories of your life, like your health, your relationship, your finances, and then rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 in each area, and work on the lowest number category first, unless they're all even. Each area affects all the areas. The more you build up each area of your life, the higher your overall self-esteem becomes. So if you are sitting and you're burdened with so much debt and you just don't know how to manage that, start Googling things. Find ways that you can help your financial self. And FYI, selling challenge packs, helping other people, connecting with them is a way to make you money. But you can also like look for Gordon Ramsay, who does the financial thing. But writing down what you're spending, how much you're spending at different places. If you're spending a lot at the grocery store, what kinds of things are you buying so that you can, you know, condense down on that? Or what things are you spending that you don't need? Like Jesse and I are doing an overhaul on our finances right now and cutting back on our spending so that we can, you know, refocus on putting money towards the house, because we've been putting almost $500 extra towards our mortgage every month because we're trying to pay down our mortgage as fast as we can. So I decided, you know, to keep that up, I'm going to be kind of cut things out that I don't necessarily need. Like my eyelashes, I don't need to have. I love them, but I don't need to have them. So I've decided I'm going to stop doing that for a little while so that we can refocus on other things. So it's really finding those areas that are lacking and work on those, because when you have something hanging over your head, your health, your relationship, your finances, whatever it is, that really affects how you project yourself out to the world. So identify those areas and find ways to work on them. Create a plan. Having a goal alone won't do much. Getting clarity on your action items. One of the biggest reasons people get lazy is because they don't have a plan to achieve their goals. They don't know what the next step is and start to wander off randomly. Whether you're, for example, baking cake, it's a lot easier to follow a set of clear directions than randomly throwing ingredients together. That's why we have checklists for this business, you guys, is because you need to have a plan of what you need to do every day. If you do these things every single day, you're more than likely going to make Success Club, because you're inviting people, you're connecting with new people, you're checking into your challenge groups to make sure that your challengers are doing well. You're doing your workout, you're doing your Shakeology, you're posting at least 3 to 5 times a day on social media. These are things that if you do repetitively, you're going to move your business forward. So this is a plan, but you have to follow the plan. You can't do the plan one day and not do the plan the next. You guys need to follow the plan. This is the same thing. So like, you guys think that going to Emerald or going to Diamond or Star Diamond and above is something special, but it's really following this. If you're following this all the time and you're inviting people all the time and you're connecting people with the checklist and having them do it, they're going to find the same success, but they have to check in with the plan every day. If you don't check in, you're just spinning your wheels and you're not doing what you need to do to move forward. 10. Get motivated. Read something inspirational. Listen to something empowering. Talk to someone who can uplift your spirits, who can motivate us to become a better person, to live more consciously, and to take proactive steps towards creating a better life for ourselves and our family. That's essentially personal development. You need to make sure that you're doing personal development. If it's getting on these calls, if it's getting on the national wake-up calls, if it's listening to Team Dynamite calls on Monday night, if it's reaching out to a mentor, someone that you find inspiring, and setting up a call with them, if it's listening to YouTube videos, you guys need to be doing personal development daily, because it's not like you just wake up every day inspired. Being inspired isn't something that you just have. It's something that you have to work towards every day. You have to re-inspire yourself every single day. Otherwise, you go stale. You lose your motivation. You lose your accountability for yourself. You know, you have to reapply that every single day. It's just like showering. Just because you shower once doesn't mean you're clean forever. You have to shower every day to be clean, or brush your teeth every day to keep your teeth and your mouth running efficiently. The same thing. You have to motivate your mind and get your mind going and empower yourself and find things that get you going. Yesterday, I suggested that you guys listen or get a book called Grit. I really like that book. I listened to the whole book on our way to California, and it inspires me and it gets me going. But you guys have to check in every day. You can't just assume I'm going to be motivated today and not do anything to motivate yourself. You have to find and outsource that's going to help motivate you. No matter who you are, me, anyone, these millionaires, they're checking in to a motivational source daily. They're not just taking that motivation for granted. Number 11, get external compliments. As funny as this point suggests, is to go find a family member or a friend and ask them, what do you like about me? What are my strengths? What do you love about me? We often value other people's opinions of ourselves more than our own. We're best at beating ourselves up for things and for not doing well, and we're the worst at recognizing what we've done well in. Hearing from other people on our strengths and positive qualities helps build more positive image of ourselves. So ask your spouse tonight, hey, what do you love about me? What do I do really well? You need to ask that. Hey, if you want, ask me. I'll tell you. I tell Stephanie she's great all the time. I tell Allie she's great all the time because they connect with me. They ask, hey, you want to Skype? You want to do a Zoom? You want to talk? And I see these qualities in them that I want to say, hey, you're doing a great job. But you got to ask people, hey, you want to hang out? Want to do this? Want to do that? What am I good at? You know, I'm notorious for saying to Jessie, hey, did you notice I cleaned the house today? Like, I'm fishing for you did a great job, babe. Like, I need to know that. I need to know, hey, look what I did today. I've done the laundry, and recognize that. Like, that's who I am. I like to be recognized for things, and I will. I'm not afraid to ask for external compliments. So don't be afraid to ask for them yourself. Affirmations and introspection. Use affirmations, but in the right way. Some people think that when they're in a slump, using positive affirmations will help them get out of it. I love affirmations, but I've realized that you have to use them in the right way. Sitting on your couch and saying, I'm highly motivated and productive, does nothing. Say something like, I am sitting here being very unproductive right now. Is this ideal for me? What would be best for myself? Your affirmations have to be the truth. Once you are honest, take that first step towards doing things, and no matter how small. So sometimes you have to look at the truth and say, hey, I haven't done my checklist today. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching, I don't know, what's the newest show coming out right now? I don't know. I'm watching Gilmore Girls for the 12th time. Am I being productive right now? And you're not. You're not. So you have to sometimes say, hey, I haven't done this. I need to do this to get myself going. So affirmations are great, but you have to look at yourself and ask, am I worthy of an affirmation right now? Or do I need a little bit of a kick in the pants to get myself going? Okay. Number 13. This one is the big one. No more comparisons. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Low self-esteem stems from feeling of being inferior. Example, if you are the only person in the world, do you think you have low self-esteem? Self-esteem only comes into the picture when there are people around us and we perceive that we are inferior. Don't worry about what your neighbor is doing. Accept it, and it will serve you better down the line. Being a Beachbody coach is so easy to play the comparison game. You look at people who've started before you, after you, at the same time as you, and you find those people that may be ahead of you or ranked higher than you, and you focus on that so much that it takes away from what you are doing as a coach. Every single person has a different journey. And we start these comparison games early, and it drives me crazy that we do it. And I find myself doing it with my children, and I get mad at myself for comparing them because they're not the same. Just like, you know, when they're little and it's like, is your kid walking? My kid was walking at 9 months. Well, my kid didn't walk until 15 months. Oh, well, you know, they look at it like that. Okay, so think about how funny that is. Like, you look at someone and you say, my kid's walking at this age and yours wasn't. You kind of feel like you're better than them because your kid was walking faster. But guess what? Every freaking kid walks eventually, right? So why do we care when that kid hits that benchmark? It's the same thing with this business. We need to stop looking at other coaches, stop comparing yourself to when someone got to whatever rank or whatever payout or whatever, and just focus on yourself. Because when you focus on yourself, you can find great things about you. You're helping, you know, for me, I've helped a lot of people over the years. I've helped bring my husband out of obesity. I've been able to bring on a lot of team members. I've been able to help some of you be able to stay home. Like, there's a lot of good things that I'm doing. But if I look at other people, I can say, oh, I'm not where they are. I'm a failure, right? We all can do that. So we need to stop the comparison game and just focus on what you're doing. Okay? If you want to compare something, compare your productivity. Like, are you actually being doing what you're supposed to be doing every single day? We can compare that. Like, have you done your checklist today? Those of you who haven't, why not, kind of thing. Let's do that. But you need to stop. Self-esteem comes from self-domination. The more power you have in getting yourself to take the right actions, the more self-esteem you have. Your level of self-esteem affects your happiness in everything you do. Self-esteem is the #1 thing that drives this business. And if you don't have self-esteem, chances are you're struggling. So that means you really need to plug into personal development. You really need to plug into systems like checklists. You really need to plug into setting goals up for yourself and not letting them go by without working your butt off. And I don't say letting them go by and not achieving them. Because sometimes we set up goals and we work as hard as humanly possible and that goal just doesn't happen. And you shouldn't feel defeated because that didn't happen. As long as you're working as hard as you can, that's all that matters. You're working as hard as you can. You can't ask for anything more. You couldn't give it a fingernail more. What was that from? There was some Beachbody thing that did that. So that's what I want you guys to really focus on, is to really look at yourself and ask, you know, what kind of self-esteem do I have right now? Or rate yourself from 1 to 10. How good do you think you are? And if you think you're really lacking, then that's something that you really need to address. You need to find yourself some personal development to read daily, and the right kind of personal development. Because sometimes you don't need business personal development. Sometimes you really need something that talks about, you know, maybe you're having struggles with an eating disorder and focus on that kind of thing. Or your finances are bad, so you need to do personal development on finances. Like, really identify what it is that's causing so much self-doubt and focus on finding solutions for that. And finding the solution is not giving up on being a coach. It's digging in and working harder and being more accountable to yourself as far as, have I done things today that will move my business forward? Have I done my checklist? Okay? So that's all I have. Stephanie, you have any questions? All right. So I hope you guys have a great Thursday, and I will talk to you next Thursday. Bye.